Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. It's Sarah Wednesday.
Yay!
Yay. So, Miss Sarah's here today to go through the questions with us. And she says the things that I can't.
I'm
Well,
like
could,
the
but
little southern sassy devil on her shoulder who gets to whisper. Yeah. So,
please continue.
well, isn't that a great segue to number one?
It would be,
But you said
except
the other stuff. Yeah.
sorry. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year, every single day of the year, to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. We have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community here because of you. You have been so kind to each other, and you have been so kind to me and to Miss Sarah. Thank you. Thank you. If you're watching on replay, hello. You can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed out there. Miss Sarah will be time stamping as we go. Yay.
Thank you.
Or you can so you can pick and choose, or you can watch back on like 1.25 speed, which I do a lot on YouTube. And Ricky's here and says, and the star of the show, soon to have his likeness on a Kit Kat candy bar. He's a boo-boo kitty. It's hard to see him, but he's right there. Little snoozy kitty all curled up in his bed. So anyway.
So much cuteness.
Yes. Hello. Okay, so and I'm using the Pulp Tarot today. Link is in the description underneath the questions. And these are the longest nails I've ever worn in my life.
I made her do it. So if you've got, she's like, should I wear these? And I'm like, absolutely. Wear them because I think they're fabulous. So I didn't make her, but I strongly.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I could not figure out what nails to use today. And I was like, well, there are these. And in person, they are not this just lovely orange. They are road cone orange in person. And for some reason, it is not translating to that on camera.
No, they're great.
So anyway, all right.
Okay. Y'all.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. At 3 minutes even. I was going to say let's hop on. No. We're going to talk about the Hypocrite Express today, but we are not hopping on this train. No.
Did you say Hypocrite Express?
Yes, the Hypocrite Express. We're not hopping on this train. There's not enough Lysol wipes. Okay.
So instead of a choo-choo, it's an ooh-ooh.
Yes. Chug it. No. Okay. So we all know about Miss Lauren's extracurricular activities. God bless her. So, okay, I need to preface this by saying I would never shame someone for their proclivities. My issue with this is that she's a hypocrite and she wants to talk amazing amounts of smack about what everybody else does in the privacy of their own room, and she ain't even in a room. So, but so as we all know, you know, she went to the show and she acted a fool and she vaped and she was loud and she took pictures and she was demonstrative with her boyfriend. Now, since then, they have split up. And she tried to make it seem that they had only just gotten together. Like this was only, and I don't know what's worse. If she had that's a heck of a first date. But if that's how she wants to play it, that's fine. But the reason that she is, not only is he a Democrat, His parents are extremely blue and would not be okay. But now everybody knows who he is, and also knows that he owns an LGBTQ friendly bar that routinely hosts drag shows. Good for him, but that's not very on brand for her, is it? So now that it's come to light, and it turns out they've been anybody else leaning in closer to hear Sarah better yell when I go, okay, y'all. No, but they've allegedly, supposedly been together for months, and it was fine for her when he was her dirty little secret under the radar. But now that everybody knows who he is and can trace and find out that he owns the bar and whatnot, and I mean, okay.
Hang on a second. So she's trying to say that she is a politician. She is a famous politician for her MAGA ways. And she dated a man even once, let alone for months, and didn't talk about politics? Ever. Didn't come up.
When they were discussing polling, I don't think that's what where she was going with that. No. Sorry.
Continue.
I can say continue.
Do continue.
Okay, but here's the thing. From every bit of news that we've heard, Jason Boebert just does not come across as a great guy. Okay, at all. So I don't, with the way that he was and everything that is like police reports documented, I don't blame her for leaving him. Do your thing. I don't blame her for hooking up with what's his face, because he's not a bad looking dude. What I do blame her for is the hypocrisy of it. Like, how dare you sit here and disenfranchise millions of people in your country while simultaneously dating someone who profits off of those same people. They ain't toss her out fast enough. That's just, and I hope his mama got a hold of him, because I would. So,
what's the question?
Yeah. So, will Boebert's extracurricular activities actually end up getting her kicked out of the Freedom Caucus? Because that's been speculated on.
There aren't enough of them is part of the problem. Numbers are power when it comes to caucuses. So, yeah, Kevin, she was busy reaching across the aisle. I do not have good cards for her.
Bless.
Insult to injury is kind of how she does everything. But I've got a big old Justice card. And my favorite card in this deck is fabulous. That is a fabulous card. Anyway, and then I've got an 8 of Cups, which is a whole lot of either Democrats voting and someone in red having to walk away, or this is a whole lot of evidence. So, and there's the card for the reading is the King of Swords, who can be a prosecutor. So, is she going to be in a little bit of trouble from Gen 6 stuff?
I don't know, but
was she involved at all in the Gen?
Well, she was texting or tweeting where Nancy
Pelosi was, yeah.
But also, beyond that, in regards to the other, she could have charges brought against her for what happened in the thing, because that's public exposure. That's she could have to register You can't do the deed in a family theater.
Yeah.
That's no. Mm-mm. Yes, exactly, Deborah. She did break the law. So the DA could very well. And Denver, Colorado might be red. Denver's blue.
It feels like she's got bigger problems. She's got bigger problems. It could be her husband and the theater, but no, this feels, I mean, this isn't major arcana, but what I've got is the reading is 9 of Wands, which is feeling all beaten up, feeling under attack. And then the 3 cards I pulled, I've got a 5 of Pentacles, which is it's an out in the cold card. It's the little match girl card. I hate that story. Absolutely hate that story.
Yeah.
And in the middle, I've got the 6 of Cups, which would be nostalgia, could be her kids or family or something, but also the way that MAGA, they're trying to throw us back to the the 1950s. And then I've got a Hermit card.
So she just sitting somewhere by herself when this is all said and done.
Yeah, there's she's got bigger problems. And her isolation is just going to grow and grow and grow.
Do they have, I don't know if they're having custody issues or if they settled it amicably. Okay, I forget what I was saying. These are not amicable people. I don't think they can settle custody over a goldfish amicably. So I don't know. But this is not a good look for her, regardless. Politically, personally.
I'm trying to pull 3 cards on the divorce proceedings, and oh gosh, just get away from each other.
Yeah.
And especially get away from him. But she's no prize. She's just not as awful as he is. 7 of Cups. A whole lot of drinking and a whole lot of lying.
Right, the same old.
Judgment. Moon. Lunacy. Lovers. Ridiculous levels of drama. If we were saying before about, worrying about custody, these selfish, self-centered people, I don't know how much they're actually thinking about the kids. It's like he wants to get it back at her, and she'll get riled up and want to get back at him, and this is just chaos and drama. And the best thing these 2 people could do is get away from each other. And Valerie Sargent, she's always looking for male approval at any cost. She's got issues. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't have any issues myself. I think most people have some kind of issues, but man. Just for everybody, because I saw some things earlier, I'm not shaming this woman if she was ever an escort or a private worker. However, look, I know
work is work.
Yeah. I'm not going to attack her for that, because bless.
That's her
there but for the grace of God,
Yeah. It's the hypocrisy.
It's the hypocrisy. I don't have a problem with her being promiscuous or something like that. It's her pretending that she's better than everybody else, that her faith is bigger, her family's better, her everything, because she knows the way. And she's, that authoritarian MAGA stuff of, we're going to tell you how to be, and all of this stuff, and get up there and talk about God and Jesus, and then go home to your gun rack. That's my issue. So yeah, calling her an HO doesn't.
No, it's the fact that she's actively disenfranchising people and making their lives hell, and still and going about and doing things that are worse than anything that she's.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I have to say though, for the record, I always end up trying to correct people. Not always, but just think, at least in my head, correcting people, because there are people on the internet who will insist on spelling it HOE.
Are we gardening?
Exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
one is a garden tool. Anyway, all right. So,
Star Melody, she just says terrible theater etiquette. Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes. And if there are charges to be brought, they should be brought. You don't do that.
No. I mean, I'm just. Not only the fact is he a Democrat, not only the fact does he own a bar that people who she actively harms goes to, but her biggest stance is how everybody on the left is grooming children by exposing people go to drag shows. If a child sees a drag queen, they're automatically going to be groomed into something, but that's a family theater. And how is going to drag queen story hour more damaging for a 4-year-old than them looking over and seeing a congresswoman? Yeah.
I hate to say it, but what was the word you were using? Something a constituent. The word you used.
Polling a constituent. Yeah. There you go. So yeah, that's the issue. So, but hypocrites are my biggest, and I could stay on this and just talk smack all day, and but we can't live here.
Thank you, Lois. Thank you.
That's so sweet. Okay, so at 17:30. Okay. I saw some of y'all earlier when I was getting finished with the questions. I was like, wow, there's no Trump questions yet. Could it be that this is a Trump-free day?
Nah.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Hang on just 1 second. CC Ryder, I understand where some people, I know where they think that the word that begins with a W could be shortened to HOE, but it's HOE is actually the garden implement, and it's not, that isn't actually how you would shorten the word. Yeah. And if you really want to shorten it, then there's an R in the way, so it would go down to HO. But in modern vernacular, some people have picked up on that. But to me, every time I see it, it's like you're insulting this person by calling them a shovel or a trowel.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's also getting into sometimes with colloquialisms and vernacular like that, you just kind of, as much as it's dangerous to sink into the Urban Dictionary and it's not meant for, the weak at heart, there you go. So,
Azalea, was there really a child sitting in the row behind Boebert?
Yes, I think so. A couple of seats down from the pregnant lady. But the problem is the pregnant lady was right behind the dude. And then there's Boebert. And so there's pregnant lady, the guy that she's with, who's behind Boebert. And then a couple of seats down is a kid, but the kid can see.
Yeah.
Yuckadoo.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right. So let's switch it up. So there were a few people in the chat that were like, woohoo, no Trump questions today. And this is not a shenaniganery type thing. This is a type thing. So, and we needed a little brevity after the last question and before the next one. So, Trump is reportedly concerned enough by the criminal charges against him that he's been obsessively asking his lawyers and confidants about what would jail be like for him. Like, would it be a club fed type situation, or is he going to end up with, can he stay home? In Fulton County, do they wear orange jumpsuits or the striped one? Dear God, is he going to have to wear a sweats? I mean, that's more offensive to him than anything else, is having to wear sweatpants. The food choices. Is this a sign that reality is finally sinking in?
And what we really have to ask is, does he really need to worry about it? But is reality, first of all, is reality sinking in? Yes, David Garcia, that's a good question. What will happen to the dead tribble on his head? Is it attached? Is it?
I don't know. But
would it just like hang down like an emo kid?
Oh, well, no. If you're here's the thing. If you're convicted, if you go to jail, if you have any false pieces, they have to be taken off. They can't go to jail with you. So if you have any extensions, they have to be removed.
Is he wearing extensions?
They make extensions that actually, because I mean, when the wind blows certain ways, it doesn't necessarily look like he's got pieces, but like Beyonce at one point was getting extensions where they literally clamp on individual hairs. So It looks like real hair. So that can be a thing. But all of those would have to go away. And there are no spray tans in jail.
That's true. And I was going to say, if it's an orange jumpsuit, then it would just move. It would just transfer. The orange would just...
It would melt down. And also because he would more than likely be in solitary, which is another thing that he was talking about, that would get him before anything else, because there would be no one to listen to him talk. But if you're in solitary, which you would be for his own protection, you only get like an hour outside every day, like in the sunlight. So how's he going to tan? He's going to be Casper. He's got those Scottish mama jeans in him. He will be pale. So, yeah.
Okay, this is where we get into one of my least favorite topics.
Uh-oh.
No, we have to look at this stuff. And I know some of you may have been excited we weren't going to have a Trump question, but I wouldn't know what to do with myself, because I've been looking at this jerk for so long that I'm just used to it. It's like, okay, Trump stuff, let's just go through. I'm gratefully immune to some of his energy. One of the problems when you try to read on Donald Trump, and tell me if this has happened to any of you, when you try to read on Donald Trump, the problem is sometimes you pick up on his energy, what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
He has really violent, entertainment only YouTube. Mm-hmm. He has really violent fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
And his greatest fear is that other people are going to treat him the way that he wants to treat people he doesn't like or doesn't really like. Mm-hmm. And he is quite, I get like the major arcana, like, okay, so this is the emperor, sir, sir, all we can get offer you is a bologna sandwich.
Bologna sandwich and a side salad. Welcome to lunch.
Yeah.
Hope you have
tears.
Ramen. Yeah.
With tears coming down their faces. I've got a death card. For what it's worth, he's going to be convicted. It's going to be bad. And his financial situation, it's a good thing that his kids, to some extent, like Javanka for a while, will have money, because his finances are going to tank. Plus, really, it's also the suckers will send in commissary money or what have you.
Yeah.
And excess commissary money, you get to keep when you leave prison.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only so much you can spend.
In theory.
In theory. All right, 9 sword. This would be the worry of being incarcerated, sleepless nights. He's worried about it now, but this would also be like these are bars and the worry there.
Mm-hmm.
Page of Wands, the king reduced. But this hanged man right here, this is just his fear.
Yeah.
He gets off on watching people fight. He gets off on he loved having people in his office, in the Oval Office, yelling and screaming at each other. He enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
He watched January 6th. He is afraid of being treated the way that he wants to treat other people. And that's what's giving him sleepless nights. Now, the question is, I do believe he's going to be convicted. Now the question is this something? He's not going to have to worry about that. Nobody's ever going to, no one's going to shank him in prison. That, he's got Secret Service and or the Marshal Service right there for the rest of his life.
Well, that was another question that he's like, will he get to keep his Secret Service? He's in jail, and how would that work? And so he's just obsessed with all of this.
My understanding from what I've heard people talking about is that if he was actually put in a prison, that the Marshal Service would actually take over, plus the warden and,
Well, I imagine it wouldn't be any different than like I used to work at a state hospital, and if at LSU hospital here in Shreveport, which is now a different anyway, but because it was a state hospital, that's where inmates would come if they needed medical attention. And what would happen is a guard, either from the jail or from a company that they contracted out, would have to be with them 24/7 the whole time.
Like outside the door or in the same room or
in the room. Somebody would have to sit, because one time we had a guard that did not do that stepped outside of the room, and the patient went into the bathroom and busted a bulb and tried to, so you don't do that. The guard has to be right there. And so I'm thinking that it may, outside of his cell, there might have to be a chair where a marshal or a Secret Service person 24 hours a day has to be there just to make sure that he's, okay.
A chair and a desk or something, and just
sit there with their crosswords and whatnot. So it may be something similar to that. I would imagine it would have to be. So
well, what I got for, is this something he's actually going to have to worry about? Well, for the card of the read, I'm getting lunacy, the moon again. So there'll be a lot of upset, and behind that is the burden he's carrying from your own actions. Look, the consequences of your actions. Three of Wands, waiting for his ship to come in. Someone's always protected him, but they don't. The cavalry, the MAGA cavalry, is not coming, so he's on the defensive. And then Hermit. This is either house arrest, that's real house arrest, as in you don't get to do a whole bunch of stuff, or it's being in isolation in prison. I don't know. There's just this part of me that does not see him being put in prison. But we've had a vice president who was put in prison, who went to prison, who did time, and they sent. You have to correct me, everybody. What was it was somewhere up in New England somewhere. what was the prison the vice president was sent to? But he did his time.
Which president? Which vice president?
Under Nixon, wasn't it?
No, Nixon was Ford.
Who was it?
Or
We have a
was
vice.
no, it might have been who was Nixon's VP before they left, and then Ford stepped up from Speaker.
That one.
Okay, yeah. Poor Ford.
Agnew.
Yeah.
Spiro Agnew. Thank you. Spiro Agnew. And everybody's just like, Agnew. Yes.
That is hysterical that I forgot that name again. Do you know that man is the one question that kept me from going to Jeopardy when I tried out was Spiro Agnew? And to this day, I still can't remember his name. I passed everything else. Even in the lightning round, I whooped everybody's butt. Spiro Agnew, though.
And so they didn't let you on Jeopardy?
Well, no, because you have to do it. There was so many people. You had to have a perfect score. And I got everything written except for Spiro Agnew. But that's okay. That's okay. Curses. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
You're a winner to us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Earth Yogi. Trauma. Exactly.
Well, right. Anyway, I brought it up, and someone in the chat people were explaining how we had a vice president who was put in prison, and it's been done before, and it wasn't a super special thing. It was just, you're going to prison. So it's so easy with Trump. He's gotten away with so much, and most readers spent the 4 years he was in office feeling very strongly that he was going to get kicked out of office. And he wasn't. Not while he was in office. He wasn't. We lost him, he didn't get a second term, but okay, so it wasn't Spiro Agnew. All right, well, okay, then either it was somebody else or somebody in chat lied to me. Anyway, there's no reason why he shouldn't. But so I'm just of a mind at this point where I'm trying to figure out, am I blocking the idea that he might be going to an actual prison? He's gotten away with so much. Jeff Sitzman, thank you. It was Nixon's Attorney General Mitchell. Thank you. Thank you. There's no reason these people can't go to prison if they're convicted. And so there's just a part of me that it's the upset of the idea that he would get away with things. That offends me on a very deep level, that he'd get away, that he would get out from having to pay the consequences of all of this. There is a part of me that would be furious at the idea that he gets to sit at home and have all this, amazing food delivered, and he has his golf. You can get like a golf virtual golf thing where it's like big green screens, and so you can play virtual golf, and all this other stuff. The idea that he could just sit at home and do whatever he wanted and be treated, barely curtailed, and probably on the internet all he wants or doing whatever, that offends me. So I just wonder if I can fully trust myself. If that it's like, no, he's not going to prison. Because for the longest time, I wasn't getting anything really. And then I was getting an ankle monitor. Okay. And now.
Well, I think a lot of that is because charges have compounded. Right. And so the energy has compounded. Because back then, when you first started looking at it, the idea that all of this could actually come to fruition hadn't gelled yet. And so as that scattered energy narrows down, that would probably be indicative of why things are changing. And I mean, and if you're getting electronics or whatnot, that doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't go to jail, because Louisiana is poorer than Georgia, not by much, but I'm pretty sure it is. And our jail facilities and our state jail facilities, they can get tablets with their commissary, and they can watch. Now they have to pay out of their account, but they can watch pay-per-view, they can video chat with people, they can make phone calls from their tablet.
Oh, so he could be calling into Fox News from prison.
Fox News, they have to be an approved somebody. So the people, you can't just randomly call folks on the tablet. But in theory, yes. So, but that might be some of where you're picking up with that, because now, as far as like e-golfing, I don't know about that, but like I said, I do know that he can have some form, like he's basically going to watch all of Netflix. Just, yeah, or whatever, so.
Let me see what else I can pick up.
Okay.
Because I'm reading on the collective energy, and I'm trying to draw energy down, and where's my guides, but let's say he's a divisive figure. And energetically, there are a lot of people who are really frustrated. Again, I'm getting the Hermit card. 9 of Cups. So the evidence is there. Queen of Swords. He had multiple investigations, multiple trials. Queen of Cups. We're going to watch the trials, especially the one in Georgia. 6 of Cups. That's kind of... okay, so this is evidence all laid out. This is I give 2 cards of evidence. This is the one where it's all laid out, just so. It's usually the guy sitting there with the table with all the cups behind him. So all the evidence laid out, exhibit A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
This is a Queen of Swords. So this isn't just one prosecutor. These are multiple prosecutors. Queen of Cups. This is us watching. I mean, she's just there with her tea, just watching the thing. This is the old-fashioned way. So like you were talking about, there's the old ideas of prison.
Yeah.
And then there's the reality. But then I've got a big old Chariot card. And this, if Trump was even temporarily going to jail, it would be a big deal. It would be plastered across the world in news. See, I'm getting, it's like I can, something about like, I don't even know. Like, would they hold him between trials? Would they? It feels like there's something there, and so I'm starting to just wonder: is it all the frustration I'm feeling? Is it my own frustration getting in the way? I'm not sure, but I'm always honest about whether I get something, whether I don't, whether it's strong or weak. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, yes, I always have an answer. And no, I'm always right. No.
But you're honest. And I love that about you. Before we move on, I would like to point out that he's not calling Fox News. And everybody's talking about Fox News is going away in the chat. I didn't put this in there because there's not really a question about it. But this tickled me because I keep thinking about Rupert Murdoch.
That was funny. Rupert
Murdoch is apparently, now Rupert Murdoch is like older than Methuselah at this point, or at least he looks it. I don't know his actual age, but he looks like an old wrinkled bulldog. I mean, so
Thank you, Julie.
All he's doing in his advanced age is stomping around his mansion, just wishing, like, not really wishing, but like, it would just be easier if Trump would just drop it. Like, I'm tired of hearing his name. Nobody speak his name to me again unless he's just falling out somewhere on a golf course. Then you can talk to me about him. But can't he just die already?
So Murdoch
horrible.
stomping around in his mansion, just wishing what dropped it.
Yeah, which is hysterical because, like I said, Rupert is like older than Methuselah, and Trump is younger. Trump is like almost 20 years younger. But Rupert's like, can't wait to outlive him. Which is horrible, but hysterical all at the same time.
Right.
So, right.
As long as nothing actually happens, it's grumpy old guy yelling at the
clouds. The part that's hysterical, not that
right.
Like he's wishing bad on anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're gonna stop and shake off the Trump energy. Okay. This is not much better. I'm sorry. So, Cassidy Hutchinson has written a book. In it, she alleges that it's the eclipse. I thought about it earlier, where they had the tents and they were meeting the rally, where Trump was on stage at the eclipse and whatever. But in the back where they had the tent set up, where like you see the like the shot of Trump watching the TVs at one point, or Guilfoyle doing a little dance and all that good stuff.
Yeah, Junior Guilfoyle dancing to Gloria.
Yeah. So in that area towards the back that morning, Cassidy was there. And in her book, she alleges that Rudy was extremely inappropriate to her physically. And while that was going on, she turns, because she's sitting and Rudy's next to her. And she turns in a disbelieving, is this actually happening? And who else is seeing this? And there's John Eastman watching and leering and smiling the entire time, like the creepiest dude ever. So, there is an article linked that goes into more description, and I will not. But, yeah, so will justice be served on this? Will something come about? Because that baby did not deserve that. Nobody deserves that. But
SA, I'm with you. I'm so grossed out right now. Yeah. It's hard to feel any energy through all the other problems piling on him. He's losing everybody, all support, all friends, all public support, all everything. It's just, it's bad. It just so much disappointment. Plus, he's stiffing everybody on bills, and he still thinks that he's all that, and that Trump's going to get back in power, and he's delusional. He is he and reality are not close at the moment.
Understood. Yeah.
And so he's in so much trouble from so many different areas.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that Cassidy Hutchinson, that I've seen of her, I don't think she would say this without being able to back it up.
Well, no. I mean, remember, she's the one who, during the hearings, she brought diaries of receipts. I mean, it was like, and plus, she, from hanging out with these people, knows better than most how vindictive they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think she would. No.
Rebecca's asking, what's that I'm a Little Teapot video all about? It was so weird. That is Cameo. Junior actually did it too, and Rudy and some other people.
Somebody paid them to do it.
Yeah, you basically you set up an account on Cameo
Yeah.
and you charge $100, $200, whatever
Yeah.
you I think you're worth, for if people can pay you to create a video, a short video of, it could be wishing somebody a happy
Right.
birthday, or telling a joke, or congratulating them, or uh, you know, maybe it's like somebody paid him to sing "I'm a Little Teapot," and he did it. That's what that video is from. So it's just,
Woo!
yeah.
Yeah.
As far as what else, again, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, his finances gone. Um, Rudy and what have you. And she didn't have the kind of money to attack,
Yeah.
really, she was afraid. Um, Not exactly a Me Too friendly crowd
Mm.
around her.
Yeah.
I think her book's going to sell. And I don't know how much of this is going to end up in a court. And he's going to be so broke, it might not.
Yeah, she's not. Mm-mm.
But she's going to get the last laugh.
Good.
And he is so isolated and such the scum of the earth. And he will go down in history as the scum of the earth.
Good.
And whatever good will he built up, earlier in his life will be gone.
All right. Well, let's get on some funnier energy.
Yes, please.
So, still with the horrible people, because, well, yeah. Marge is writing a book herself. It is cleverly entitled.
Wait.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I would like to publicly apologize to all of the Canadian forests, all the Canadian trees that will actually die for the cause of being an empty G book.
And it's funny that you say that.
Bless.
Because it's cleverly entitled simply MTG. That's the name of the book. No subtitle, no colon, something. Just MTG. Actually surprised she didn't name it My Struggle. So, anyway. Thanks.
Nice red cover. Yeah.
But she's convinced that this book is going to pave her way to the vice president nomination. Not president, VP. She wants VP. Like, she is on team VP. And she said this in an interview. Like, this book is going to get her to VP. Is she deluded, or could this actually work?
All right. We need to split this into two questions. The first one is, how's the book gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'll get a certain amount. All she do is be outrageous, say some outrageous things, and it'll get some coverage. My struggle. That was good. That was good. Oh, look. My struggle. Oh, God. Underneath it's the star.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. And then I know that y'all are a pretty good crowd here, and so y'all I'm pretty sure most everybody got that, but just in case, that is the English translation of Mein Kampf. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh goodness. Amy Jones said, "How does being a VP candidate work out for Sarah Palin?"
Yeah.
Mind tripped.
Right. Yes, Glenn, that's awesome. There are people out there who should write books, and we'd love to read them. Party in Magaland, she's bringing her big This is air signs. Air signs in this can be a communication. So a book or something where it's going to be sharp edged, but this feels kind of wussy. This is not like the huge hand from, sword of truth. No, this is just a sharp edged, mean, this is more like a super jagged drinks sword, little plastic, you're just hurting people.
Sword, yeah.
She's not going to make that much money off of this, not the way she's hoping. But it will definitely put her out there as the heinous MAGA moron. It's not going to be a good book, and it's not going to make that much money. It's not going to make her influential. If she wants to be Trump's VP, she's lost the plot, because you won't be his VP for one reason.
He's not going to be president.
Oh, no. He's not going to choose her as a VP because she's not pretty enough. So is this going to help her get the VP nomination? Yeah, CC Ryder, who is publishing this pending trash?
Let's see, shall we? While you're looking up what this is actually going to be, I will see who the publisher is going to be.
Okay. Cauldron Hill Craftworks. Great name. 45 would rather have like Ivanka as his VP. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, I hadn't even thought of this. Okay.
I don't see who is going to be the thing, but who published it. But the cover is her taking the stage at a Trump rally. Okay. Go ahead.
You know how on this channel, how many times we've talked about how glorious it's going to be watching Trump be convicted, in trial, convicted, limited. Big old justice card for the reading. She thinks that she's just going to be her usual belligerent self, obnoxious in everybody's face, but hemmed in. Far-right communication, but this is kind of weak. There's a big temperance card where her dreams are dashed as Trump is taken down legally. Down. So, yeah, will he choose her as his VP? I'm actually not getting much on that. Will Trump choose her as his VP? I'm getting Major Arcana. Card for the reading is lunacy. Although who that applies to, no, but will Trump choose her? Judgment, Sun. Okay, so she's definitely MAGA faithful, but High Priestess. She's a woman. And
she's not one of those subservient women either.
Right.
So
she doesn't look like Alina Habba, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Her first name is. She doesn't look like Melania. She doesn't look like Ivanka. She doesn't look like. I mean, I thought Carrie Lake might have a shot. She's not quite. but she's still
Exotic.
feminine.
Yeah.
Well, she's still feminine in a vicious,
Yeah.
MAGA way, but
Yeah.
green is I honestly, and this is not just what she looks like, but this is her energy. I remember I was watching C-SPAN by myself years ago. And there was something going on, and there were various people coming down, and they were like in the house, and they were talking, and then leaving for the day. And she was with, I don't know who she was with, another woman, and walked down. And she stood there for a minute, and I swear to you, the most ungenerous thing I've ever thought in my life. But it's not just what she looked like. It's just her energy, everything about her, the way she moved, the way she talks to people. I swear to you, she looked like a troll doll. She's got a very stompy Cro-Magnon thing going on. And it's not, if she was a nice person, it wouldn't matter. But she's a bit off-putting, especially to men with let's just say deficiencies. And if we know anything about Trump, we know in so many ways he is deficient. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Trump. CC Wright says Trump-aligned publisher, according to a Raw story. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Elizabeth B. I love that. Cruella de Green. That was good.
That's
right. But Cruella de Vil, I mean, at least she tried to. Yeah.
We spent a lot of time on some stuff today, so because it's Wednesday, we really only have time for one more question.
Yeah, I usually stay on for an hour these days.
So, this one's fun though. We're gonna end with the fun one.
Okay,
hang on.
Oh yeah, Elizabeth Farmer. I'd guess Kristi Noem. She's pretty. Trump knows she's willing to cheat on her husband. Yeah, she's allegedly having an affair with Corey Lewandowski, who's also married. Nice. But tell me all about family values.
All right, 5740. Matt Gaetz apparently had a change of heart yesterday and left his motion to have Kevin McCarthy removed from the speakership in the bathroom at the Capitol building. Someone went into the men's restroom after he left, and found where he just left the motion to vacate right on the counter, but just left it there. So there's a couple of questions in this. One, was this intentional? Did he leave it there on purpose? Because people are debating whether or not, did he actually have a change of heart and then left it there because he decided not to use it, or if he left it there because he knew it would be found as some sort of psychological warfare of saying this is coming. So, yeah.
Here's the thing. Was he alone? Was he with a like an assistant or somebody who was in there with? So it's just him. I'm getting just boneheaded.
We just forgot it.
Boneheaded into he wants to get rid of McCarthy.
Yeah, I'm not. I personally am not seeing a change of heart, nor am I seeing him being that that level of vindictiveness takes a level of intelligence that I just don't know. And I'm not trying to be a butt.
No,
but
he's not. There's not a ton of strategic thinking. There's a little strategery. No, he's not.
I mean,
even that.
he did pass law school, which is not an easy feat, but he's not a long-term guy. Like that, he's more of a. I mean, did he pass law school? Yes, but then he also made all of his money by helping old women file sundown or whatever, sunshine law things, whatever. So I don't know. I don't think he's that.
Yeah. Okay. Because for the first set of cards I pulled, it starts with the Temperance, which is just it's not
yeah,
a big deal. I got 10 of Swords, Strength, and the 4 of Wands, which would be wanting to suck up to Trump and the MAGA people, and he still thinks this would be, he wants to hurt McCarthy. He thinks he's in a position of strength. He's completely full of himself, and this would be sucking up to the far right. Then I was trying to get more information. I got 4 major arcana. I've got Judgment. He wants McCarthy out. But it's going to be, that's going to be a struggle. Hermit, Hangman, Lunacy. They deserve each other. Mm-hmm. So they're just going to have their fights and, excuse me, sorry, didn't mean to hit the microphone. They're going to have their fights and their dramas and their, yeah. I don't think there was 3-dimensional chess going on here.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think there were checkers going on. Excuse me.
Joyce, how do we know he passed law school? Because he was actually appointed by the bar in Florida. So he was a licensed lawyer up until a few years ago when he let his license pass. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't give him that much credit.
Yeah, bless you. Sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
I cannot thank you enough for coming on. I so look forward to I look forward to coming on here every day and talking to everybody in the chat. You guys are great. But I'm especially thankful to Sarah for coming on whenever you come on. And hopefully we'll be making this a regular thing on Wednesdays, but we'll see, if possible though. So thank you everybody for being here. It is 1:18 p.m. here in Chicago and in Louisiana, I believe.
Yes.
And we're in the same time. We're on the opposite sides of the country, but it's north, south, and yeah. So we're in the same time zone. But at 3:00 we'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. On Wednesdays I might be a little late, but we're doing creative sprints over there. Mm-hmm. And other than that, I am going to be right back here tomorrow because I'm here 365 days of the year, every weekday, every weekend, every holiday, your birthday, my birthday, I'm here. And we've got to limber up because there are trials coming. Next week on Wednesdays, the next Republican primary debate. I will not be going live. Forget it. Not interested. But we'll talk about it. There's so much coming. There's so much coming up.
When is the debate? You said Tuesday?
Wednesday?
It's Wednesday? Okay.
Hang on. It's not on here. Because Sorry, I'm going to cover you up for just a second here.
No, you're good.
Nothing personal. It's right down there.
Okay, so it's on Wednesday. Okay, cool beans.
Yeah. So today's the 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, the moon moves into Libra.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's also an equinox. And then next week we've got at the very least, I haven't put in all of the trial stuff, but at the very least we've got the Republican primary debate and then the full moon on Friday.
Fabulous.
So, all right. So that's going to do it, but I'll be back here tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you. You are not alone.
Mm-mm.
Please understand, you are not alone. We are all in this together.
Mm-hmm.
And dear great Gussie, there are good days ahead. There really are.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So take care, everybody. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow. And hopefully we will see Miss Sarah at least next Wednesday.
Yes.
Yay. All right. Take care, everybody. Talk to you later.